My name is Kevin Rahel, and I'm reading an excerpt from the website article Harlem Renaissance by Devin Bramer and Mr. D'Angelo. So, to begin with, fashion during the Harlem Renaissance was influenced by society as it is today. Not only did fashion express an individual as a person, but it also represented their social status. The Harlem Renaissance is still famous because of the dramatic change in fashion and style from the eras previous to it. Some of the popular fashions were flappers, the masculine look, crochet hats, and evening and day dresses. Here's a closer look. So, flappers. The fashion of the Harlem Renaissance was a very dramatic shift from that of the previous era. After World War I, women wore dresses hemmed much shorter than they used to be. These dresses were called flapper dresses, and the women who wore them were known as flappers. Dancers. These dresses were made especially for the dancers because they allowed them to move more freely. As for the masculine look, during the 1920s, women began to rebel. They started with smoking, drinking, driving, and having sex, and then began wearing the men's clothes. Even though the women adapted to many boyish habits, they still presented themselves with grace and style as a woman should. Because of this new style, the women managed to redefine the meaning of sexy in the 1920s. Crochet hats. Coming from the word belle in French, cloche hats were extremely popular in the 1920s. It is said that the cloche hat was first started on the streets in Paris, and from there the style spread quickly to many other women who began wearing the crochet hat. These hats could be made from a variety of different materials, including velvet, horsehair, satin, and felt, and allowed the women to hide their hair in it. And finally, day and evening dresses. In the 1920s, day dresses began to get shorter. It was not until 1925, however, that the dresses rose to knee length. Although the knee length does not seem all too short, it was a huge contrast to those that were worn in the Victorian era. These dresses were shapeless and hung loosely on a woman's body. Popular colors included green, light orange, and French blue. Evening dresses were usually extravagant and elegant. They showed off the fact that people had money. All of the accessories were very expensive and elegant as well. These dresses were usually made of silk and velvet.